Bitcoin and Too Cool for School Friday. We got the shades and the hat on. Let's go. Bitcoin on the daily chart. Are we in trouble? Well, yes, at least temporarily. Bitcoin has all of 2023 uptrend, right? Higher highs, higher low, nice big move up. That move, that uptrend was killed yesterday, confirmed with this candle right here. Let's look at it. Why this candle? Well, that made a lower low. There was our low, and we just confirmed it yesterday with this close right here. So we end up closing that candle at 20,367, which took out this prior low, and that by definition breaks that uptrend. So that we're now in a new trend, right? The downtrend is new. There's a high, lower high, yeah, and then fall down the waterfall, right? We also, what's even more concerning, we took out this low, we took out that low. That's a two-step, and we just cut right through it. So that is a concern. So now, where do we have to look forward to? Well, we have to look. We took out this low too, previous FTX. We've talked about this for weeks. We do not want to take out. We had kind of three levels that we were watching, and all of them are gone now. We are outside of the Bollinger Bands on the lower part, but that's a sign of weakness, just like a sign of strength, right? You can maintain outside the Bollinger Bands on the upside because that's a power move. We're now power bear move down the waterfall. Could we come all the way back down? Yes, we could. So what is our next level? Our emergency level that we need to be holding. We're looking around 18.2 to 18.5. You might even be able to argue a little bit higher than that. Maybe 19K is our kind of zone, right? Look at all the wicks and the candles in this zone, right? And this previous right here, we rallied right up to the underside of that zone. So if we lose this 18.2 to right under 19K, we are in much bigger trouble. Now, could we bounce off of this? Of course. Would we? Who knows, right? Anyone's guess is as good as the next. Don't let anyone try to predict the markets. It's meaningless, right? You just want to watch for the evidence in the charts, watch for key levels, and then if you break them, you know you're going lower or higher based on which way you're going. So because we broke that low, the odds were, we said this yesterday and previous many weeks, if you break one of these levels, you're going to the next one, right? We broke that, we're going here. If we break this, we're likely going to this zone. So this is our next most likely scenario, around 19K to 18 to low 18K, right? That's a little bit of a span, but we have our support zone there. If we reverse somewhere in this zone, then we're still okay on the macro scale because we could be shaping up to kind of just form our lows here, then make our initial move to our high, right? Whatever that high is, right? Where may set our first high, okay? Wherever we can even put it at the top of the wick here, right? And then, right, where maybe in the macro scale, we're just coming down to put in a higher low, right? We want to maintain a higher low than this area over here. And then what do? Well, hopefully we bounce somewhere between, 19 to 18K. And then we come back up and set in our new high, right? That would be the odds if this plays out. So if we bounce anywhere, in this circle, and I don't know what the time frame would be, but we would need to bounce somewhere in the next, handful of weeks, could even take till April or later, right? We could just get counter trend moves up and down and bounce and consolidate after this downwards movement. Who knows where this stops, but we must hold, like must with an asterisk and smiley face, happy face, stars, explosions, set fire alarms, all of your favorite emojis. We must hold here. If you wake up any day and you see prices under 18.2, not only do I think we're going to very quickly test this range, low 16s, but I would guess that this is not the low. So we're likely going to test, our lows or sub low, right? So that is just your odds of, that if that 18K level breaks. Now, I don't think that's the odds. I think the odds are that we do come down and we do put in a higher low, somewhere in yonder area, right? Who knows when or where, but all we're looking for is to put in a higher swing low than this guy, probably these guys, right? So we're looking for a flip and reversal before then. Now, if we could break 18K, yeah, I do think we're coming down to roughly that area, but we were looking for a reversal and then a move back to the upside. So if we can do this on the daily picture, we're looking for a recapture not only of like the 100, the 200, right? That would need to happen relatively quickly if we bounce here. But not only that, but to confirm this kind of macro uptrend, right? And we're like kind of putting our low, high, and then we're trying to march back up the scale here going into spring and summertime. But we would need to take out this peak before taking out this low. So we have our big footprints set, right? This is the macro scale, what we're looking for. We have our high set, just under 25K. Now we're coming down and we need to put in a higher low. Then if we do that, we need to bounce, and you want to see prices rise, get back above the 200. And most importantly at this point would be taking out this 25K level, which would, if we scale out, let's do that. Let's go look at the weekly scale. Now what we would need to do is take out the 200 week, because that's where we topped out at this time. If you notice to the left, right? Look, this is kind of a double top scenario right here, right? Look at this top and this top, right? Holding resistance at 25K for across many months, right? So that is the absolute most important level. And we can see that this becomes a little bit more easy to see what I'm looking at on that daily chart if we just look at here, right? So here's our low, right? We put on our low, and we have our first initial high, our move out, and then we want to come down and put in a higher low, and then do something, like this going into the summertime, right? Now it could happen in April, it could happen in May, it could be a long drawn out, it could happen, next week, right? We could do this and bounce hard. We could do something like that. That'd be great. But I'm just trying to not tell you when it's going to happen, but this, loosely based is what we want to happen. A loose fit line across this, no matter if it hits here or if it goes down and hits over here, right? That's not the point. The point is that I think this is the odds on move for now. All right, until proven otherwise. When would we get proven otherwise, right? If we are down in these lows, we'd still need a bounce, but a break of 18K, then I'd say then we need to reevaluate. But until proven otherwise, right, and we're not that far away from it, right, we might get a chance here in the next handful of days, or maybe even a week or so, of testing that 18 to 19K level. We're flirting with it now, aren't we? So based on when you watch this, you might already have your answer. But you do not want to see prices on any time frame below 18K, right? At least for a closing price. Closing price, just put on your line chart. That eliminates all the wicks. So we want to see a blue line bounce and a move higher before said blue line back here. So around 16K for closing prices. Okay, so that's what we're looking for in the macro scale. That is, I think, your favorite odds. Let's go to the weekly indicators and see a little bit more of a concern here. Right, some big concerns actually. One, the weekly RSI, right? We've talked about this in previous videos. If you zoom out for years here, right, you can separate almost with a little bit of a zone the bulls and bears. The bears, this is their property. The bulls, this is their property. Anytime you're on this one side of the fence or the other, they've got you in command. So look where we are now. We've faked out up. To the bull side, it looked like it was going to be some good times again. And we've said in previous videos that we want to, not mimic, but rhyme with something like this, where we break above it and then we hold it, right? And then move, right? We didn't do that, right? We broke back below. This is a major concern on the weekly scale for the RSI to peak above it and then come back below just within a handful of weeks. We did not do that starting our last bull run. Right, so that is a absolute concern. Now, could we come out of it? Yeah, but the odds are not looking great. What could we do? Well, we could do something like we did, maybe back here where we just fake out down, but this was also a fake out back up. So we want to be watching very closely how this weekly candle closes. Now, we haven't closed yet, right? So if we could end up closing back at like 22, 23K, this line would actually cinch up here and actually close back into the bullish territory. So that's what we're looking for if you're a bull. If you're a bear, you better hope that we close down here, and then your odds improve of us staying down here a little bit longer, right, on the bearish property. So let's look at a couple other indicators, right? We're losing momentum on the stochastic. This is not confirmed just yet, but I mean, it seems imminent that this red is going to creep in here, and that would actually confirm that we're losing momentum. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go down in price, but that's your odds. So now looking at another big one, this is huge. Look at the cross here. Not yet, but if we cross, this is going to be big, because the last bearish cross, when the red crossed the green from the upside, right back in here, that is in March of 2022. Do you remember prices back in March of 2022? No, let's go look, right? March 2022, right? This is what happened, right? We had our rally up, March 2022. We had our move down, right? When did we cross bearish on the ADX and DI on the weekly? Right then, right here. Then came a spillway down, right? To say the least. And just add more confluence. The Fisher transform has also triggered sell down, right? This is what that means. On a weekly chart, it does not fake out that much. But the silver lining is we've broken a multi-year downtrend right here, right? So maybe we come down for the next couple of weeks, just chill out, put in, don't put in a lower low, but kind of start this new uptrend, right? That would be okay. Now it'd be panic mode for a little bit. Maybe we could revisit 18K again if we're down here, but the whole macro scale of things would look okay in time, because that scenario, what we just looked at on the Fisher transform, would likely play out a low, a higher low somewhere right in this area, and then a move back, right? Move back to the upside. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts and feelings based on the facts in the charts, based on the indicators, not my necessarily my opinion in any way, shape, or form. I just follow what the charts say. That usually tells you what you need to know. The price is king, right? Price discounts everything. Don't listen to all the chat rooms. Focus on the charts. More charts than chats. That's the motto. So besides sunglasses on Friday, why not? So that's the weekly Bitcoin analysis. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you want more help, follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon. Patreon, you get linked to a private Telegram, and I'm in there all day. We're in there all morning looking at all the USD events, right? All this all the the non-farm employment change, all the we're looking at the SPX 500, right? We were looking at all that over the past several hours. We were in there discussing the events, what it happened, what it meant, what it meant, the grammar. So now looking at the play out, right? Said in my chat group that I expect a reversal at some point. This is more positive for the DXY than not. And you'll see that probably play out at some point, but I would expect a reversal on the S&P 500 and Bitcoin likely in the not so distant future. And we're seeing that right now. So if you want more help navigating the markets, follow us on there and try it out. So that is that. Let's get to quote of the day. Surprise is the greatest gift which life can grant us. Maybe good surprises. I don't think anybody wants bad surprises. That's not a great gift. But good surprises, sure. Wrap a Lambo up, stick it in the driveway, and that's a great surprise. Car of the day. Let's get to how about brand of the day? McLaren. A McLaren Elva. I saw one of these at the show I was at last week. That might be Sergey right there. McLaren Elva, one of the rarer McLarens. No windshield. That doesn't you can actually get one. This is the rep. Talk to him. You can actually pay extra for a windshield. Imagine that. But nobody does it. Why would you, right? This is the kind of what makes it unique. It's like a motorcycle riding, but pretty cool car, to say the least. It's different. There's your rear view mirrors right there. Look at the side mirrors. They're like one piece of molded. It's like an S shirt. It's pretty insane car to see, but it's pretty low to the ground too. The seats are about 1 inch thick. I think you can see it here. The door goes up, of course. McLaren Elva. Oh, I got also. This is like the McLaren booth. They had the brand new Ford GT, McLaren GT, and also right next to it, one of my favorites all time for McLaren, the 765 LT. You can pick one up if you want for about 500K. The GT goes for around 200K, and the Elva is like custom order only, and I think they're over $1 million. So good luck. That's quote of the day, card of the day, and Bitcoin of the week. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching this long if you have. Hopefully you've got your sunglasses on at some point in the day, and a tip of the cap to you. All right.